This episode of the Round 6 podcast is brought to you by Trailer Tug, the world's strongest trailer dolly. Learn more at trailertug.com. Welcome to the Round 6 podcast, a weekly roundtable discussion featuring a variety of automotive subjects, interviews, special guests, and stories. Hosted by the Round 6 Gearheads, Brian Stubsky, Alex Welsh, and Brad King. It's our 60th episode, and we're stoked to bring you Goodguys Trendsetter, talented hot rod builder, and all-around nice guy, Jonathan Goolsby of Goolsby Customs. Welcome to the Round 6 podcast. I'm Brian.
I'm Brad.
I'm Alex.
And I am the Jonathan Goolsby.
Boom.
Oh,
The. That's
The.
C as opposed to a Jonathan Goolsby. There
Yes,
might be
exactly.
there might be
no
more.
substitute.
No substitute.
Do you ever look on Facebook to see if there's like a, my name is also Jonathan Goolsby Facebook
Yeah,
group?
there's a bunch of followers out there, right?
You hope it's for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the
Yeah.
wrong one.
Yeah.
They like the other guy.
Some weird guy out there working at one of those Microsoft scam companies who runs a place called, Jonathan Goolsby Customs, but with a K,
Yeah.
4 M's, and a silent Z. That'd be awesome.
That's the one time you hope somebody misspells your last name.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's because it's going to be the Foolsby, the Coolsby, and
Goldsby.
Goldsby. Yeah.
You should just put all those down next time you're filling out like mortgage paperwork. Do you have any known aliases?
Yeah.
You're like, can I have 4
All
extra
these.
pieces of paper?
Yeah. All the above.
So, man, I didn't even think about this. This is kind of an epic episode. This is number 60. This is our 60th episode, and by
60.
golly, we're sharing it with you.
Oh, I feel honored. Definitely.
Well, hell, we're honored, man, because
Yes.
your name kept coming up, and then heck, what was it? Almost a year ago at Goodguys, I talked to you.
Yeah, it was. I'd say, was it Scottsdale Goodguys? Right after SEMA, we had got together, and it's kind of one of them deals to where I'm like, hey, I wonder if I'll ever be on that, because I like how you guys actually put everybody together. We get to listen to people and actually hear their stories and kind of see where they came from and all that.
Well, thanks, man. And I just felt bad because I kind of like dropped the ball. I was just like, well, yeah, I talked to Jonathan. I got his hopes up. Time to get somebody else on.
Yeah, I forgot he was the Jonathan.
Dang, if I'd have just
When your agent called and said, do you know?
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Hey, you're gonna have to get off the pod and do this.
you know how I am? I'm the
Yeah.
agent for the Jonathan Gould.
No, I know how busy it gets. It's and a year flies by like nothing now.
And that's the thing, man. And I'm like an inch shorter now, so blame gravity, blame bad, no, who knows, bad diet, whatever. But it's good to finally have you on, man. And I got to tell you, after SEMA last year, after walking around Kasper like that, these guys will tell you, when did I finally shut up about the car?
It was late.
Yeah.
Late.
Well, we kind of cheated. We had 24-hour access to that place. So
I don't see how, because we were pretty late probably going in there.
we were in and out of there a lot. Well, we seemed to always end up kind of over in that area. And
Yeah.
every time we'd go by there, Brian would point something like, well, hey, what about this? Doesn't really look stock at this part. He goes, no, they did this. And so he knew all about the car because, we're Alex and I are more Chevy guys and he's the Dodge guy. So he pointed all the little detailed stuff out that I wasn't sure about. Like, that's a pretty crazy car.
Yeah, believe me, I've learned a lot on Mopar since that.
Well, you started off with an A body, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the only way to go.
yeah. I mean, it's got a good history behind it. Towards Beth she's the original owner of that car, and just the history towards her drag racing it back in the day. It going through a couple hands and misfortune on a few things. Katrina flooded everything when her and her late husband were trying to rebuild it back to stock, and it's just one of them deals. Like finally, she got her car back, and it was some other shop had hit it, and she finally found it a couple of years later in a storage unit and had to pay the storage to get it out. I mean, it's just, if it could tell stories, it'd be amazing.
At least it didn't end up on like, one of those storage wars things where, Barry Weiss bought the car for $9.
Exactly.
You know how much metal's going for a pound now?
Yeah. But that's her baby, though.
It turned out phenomenal. Wow, what a great looking car.
And I would like to say, if that car didn't have a big hand in making those things like the hottest things since sliced bread.
Yeah, definitely helped that. There's no doubt.
Yeah. Was there any other Dusters at the show? I don't remember one other Duster. And I apologize to anybody that built one for SEMA last year. I didn't remember your car.
It might have been that crazy interior that just drawed you in.
I loved it.
Oh, and there's that, and yeah, that was another friend of ours. So we have a mutual friend in that. You had Wayne and Pam McGriff did that, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. They've pretty much done every one car we've ever done, and that was one of them that we always throw wild cards at them, and they're like, one of them will be like on board, and the other is like, okay. But with that car, Beth never seen like a paint sample or anything. She's seen renderings here and there, and the last she had seen it was in bare metal. And we had 4 or 5 renderings done of the interior, and they were all pretty much Pro Touring-ish looking, and it never hit to where they looked like a vintage Pro Street car, kind of take it back to what she used to have, but kind of modernized. And last minute, they have the Golden Duster had that striping material, and I said, let's draw this up with this striping material. We found a company that actually had the original material in a roll, and we drew it up. I sent it to her, the rendering, and it was one of them that was kind of like, I don't know about that. And this was probably, I'd say, close to right at a month before SEMA. And I was like, yeah. I mean, it was literally last minute. I'm
11 hours before.
Yeah, I'm hitting her with the vintage drapes that are hanging in the kitchen counter, And I was like, just trust me, let's do it. It's gonna slap people in the face. Some are gonna love it, some are gonna hate it, but I think it's gonna fit. And it was one of them. I don't know. I was like, let's just do it. And I was like, if you don't like it after the first year we show it, I'll change it all back out to white leather. And she was like, all right, that's fine. I'll do what you want to do. So that was the first time she actually seen it, was debuted at SEMA. We pulled the cover off of it, and she's seen the color, she's seen the car, and she walked up to the inside and looked at it, and she looked back at me. She goes, it don't look that bad. So it was like a big relief,
Could have gone and submitted 2 renderings for that. The one you did, and then just to make sure you get that one, you submit one with like a mod top.
Yeah. It was one of them we could have looked really bad there, and she cussed us out for what we'd done for her car, or we were going to be making a home run out of it. So.
But see, okay, right here, this is the cool part of this hobby of hot rodding is a lot of people will play it safe. They don't. I don't want to step out of that comfort zone and do something that everybody's going to freak out by. Well, that's how you do it. I mean, you got to be willing to take that dive.
Yeah,
let's do it. Like, well, what if people don't like it? Well, it doesn't matter. I think it's badass. Well, there you go. So, and it was a hit.
Yeah, I think I hear more positive than negative about it. So, I think it's a good throwback. That's not the normal Pro Touring car, So, I think it was a hit. So.
Indeed, man. And that, again, had the hallmark of everything you build, super well detailed, great fit and finish. And again, not quite the expected car. Yeah. That's why I love your stuff, man. I'm not going to fanboy you here, but damn it. Okay, maybe a little. But it's just one of those things. I've always been a fan of your style, and you don't fit the typical mold, which is what I think I like about your stuff. And that's something I want to talk to you about is, the development of your style over the years. I mean, granted, hell, you're a Goodguys Trendsetter, and for good reason. Because, again, you don't follow the same footsteps. For you, it's not it's these forge lines on column A.
Yeah.
This suspension kit on B, this color off of C. Your stuff you can pick one of your cars out of the lineup easy.
No, I look at I don't want to be the the one that's our shop to where all we do is just pro touring cars. We like our hot rods, we like our vintage stuff, all that stuff. So we kind of like, and it gives a good change of pace in the shop too, and a good variety. So I don't want to get too wild and crazy. Definitely change up a few things, but back in the day, these cars are nice now, and I think we just need to kind of fine tune them and definitely modernize some of the drivetrain to some degree because everybody's wanting to drive them now. But it's enhanced what's kind of already there.
Right on, and this brings up an interesting point too. Like right now, we're in kind of a weird part, just a weird part of history with this whole thing, where there's not really an emerging trend at the moment. It's kind of all over the place. There's a lot of outgrowths from existing trends, things like that. I mean, you got like the C10 guys are all doing their C10 thing, whatever that is over there. And,
right.
You've got the pro touring guys are pretty set in what they want to do. Where do you see it going right now?
Oh, man.
I figured I'd load one up for you, man.
Yeah, that's straight up. Yeah, here, slap this one in your face, kind of deal. No, but that's what I like about it. It's kind of like this whole show's just freestyle, and you just go with it. And it's hard to say because, like you said, every angle has their own idea and trend. With the C10 stuff, the patina cars, that's huge now. It's really hard to say. I think everything's kind of maybe taking a step back a little bit and not being too crazy. I think a lot of stuff is going more original, but they're modernizing every bit of drivetrain and the feel to pretty much if you took your daily driver, everyday 2018 truck or whatever, and put old sheet metal on it and drove it like a daily driver. I think that's a big thing right now is drivability. People are wanting to get out and actually enjoy these cars,
Right on. Yeah, we had a talk with Ilana Schur about a couple weeks ago. And one of the things she had mentioned too, she said it's a lot of viewing nostalgia through the eyes of modernity. Well, that's a hard thing to say, modernity. Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense. I mean, so you've got, you want that drivability, but you still want that vintage feel.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's really easy to trip over that line too and wind up with like that, that Led Zeppelin tour T-shirt that you just bought at Target.
Oh man, it's just like the patina cars. Is when do you stop? Is a thing, because say a patina car comes in and you don't want to do paint body and you don't do this and that, but you've got to learn how to stop to where you don't take it past that and you're into a completely different genre of car.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, well, maybe that's your trend right here. Okay, here's where you go, man. The two extremes I'm going to hand you.
And, man, it's so hard, the snowball effect,
You can either take the patina thing way too far and just get one that you just show up at a show with the car in a dustpan.
Yeah,
that's all that's left.
I mean, but 600 horsepower is this much, but 700 is only this much more. Why not go with that?
Right. Figure you got to find the point where it just folds the car completely in half.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a guy thing anyway, right there. It's like, okay, 6 months from now, I'm not going to care that it cost me an extra. Right now, I won't eat for a week, but that's okay because in 6 months I'll be awesome. See,
and you don't. Yeah,
that's a guy move.
And you don't want your neighbor to have more than you. Is one thing.
No. You could market that as a whole weight loss program. Think about that.
Man. Yeah.
The Goolsby Family Weight Loss Challenge. Man. Like, you have a family that shows up to have their car done, and like, everybody's looking a little on the hefty side, like winter just got over. They're done with their car. Everybody's looking really svelte. You're like, you guys look great and look even better in the car. See?
Exactly. Yeah. It was like, you want to build a car? How much horsepower does your neighbor have? Because you need to have more than him. You'll never live it down if you don't.
Marketing tool, man, right there.
I had a client like that where I was designing a car. I'm not going to say which car. Needless to say, his neighbor had a car that was built by a very prominent shop. And the competition between these two just kept escalating. So one kept on adding things to the other car. And our client, by the time we were done, I think I had drawn more designs for one car. And we're to the point where, like, you name it, it was getting redesigned. It was like, oh, the radio volume knob, can you do five new versions of that? But maybe, have it jewel encrusted. The competition thing is strong. Maybe that's the next trend.
I think
One-upmanship.
It is that. I think the hot rod community has a strong family to where we're all out for competition, but we're all here for each other also. Yes, you share certain secrets, but we're all here to share them and to help each other. So, but it's a good competition, put it that way.
Definitely. I'll give you speaking of sharing, let's all be quiet about this. Listen in if you're at home. I think the next big trend is really going to be Fiero-bodied supercars.
Are you going to be the only one in this trend?
Oh, what? No, I'm going to flip the whole trend. This is going to be great. You've seen like Lamborghini-bodied Fieros. That's totally the opposite.
Man. Nice.
So a mid-engine, really short wheelbase 70 Charger. Okay, that just sounds weird.
Yeah.
And for you, Brad, we'll do like a 70 Chevelle station wagon with a Fiero body on it.
Dude, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm in, I think.
I think that's part of
nothing would beat, we're going to have to call it the 4M4 though. We're going to make it a crew cab.
Fiero Kingswood.
You never know unless you try, right?
That's right. I just take back everything I said earlier. I was completely wrong.
Oh, it could be definitely a hero or zero.
So taking it that way though, do you have, what's the weirdest car that you've got in the back of your head that you would just love to have somebody show up at your doorstep and go, here's my 36 Henway?
I've never really even thought of that yet. Maybe that's one we should have thought about before you just popped it on me.
Well, we'll save that for the lightning round.
Yeah, exactly. I've never thought. Trying to even think of something that somebody's brought me, and I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. I've had some come to me that, this is what I want. I want it yellow. I want purple flames on it. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, it's just not our style. And turned it down. And that's really probably the main one that always sticks in my head because the fact of that's what they wanted, and this wasn't that far long ago. Weird car wise, I don't think I've actually been hit with that one yet. Something that I didn't like,
We'll save that for one day when you do a call in. It'll be we'll have an emergency meeting of the Round 6 podcast.
I'm going to text you a picture of this Fiero that shows up tomorrow and be like, damn you.
There's a guy in Alabama with a Fiero going, yes.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to come back around.
I've got to find somebody in that area now to sticker up one with all kinds of Round 6 stickers and show up at your door and go, let's do this.
It'll happen too. If you talk about it, they show up or something shows up.
I'm going to sit down and get a draw one tonight.
Yeah. The thing is though, you could probably make it to where it was a pretty cool ass car,
Oh, easy. I've got plans for one of those.
I mean, back in the day, you think nobody ever thought that the Monte Carlos or the Grand Prix or anything like that was going to be a hit, but all that's coming around now.
And it's scary. They're so far out of range too, price wise. It's ridiculous. And everybody who's got one of those, it's like, oh, I've got a 86 Monte LS with a 4.3. What do you want for it? 38.
Yeah. Well, then you have the third gen Camaro that went across Barry Jackson is $1 million. So they jacked all them rust buckets that are in somebody's backyard up.
Mullets everywhere. We're getting tucked up inside of trucker hats.
I can't hate on it though, because that's what I'm like. That's what I've been looking at a lot here lately. But I kind of grew up with that. But I have my Ford 5.0 buddies that are cracking on me and trying to send me mullets and stuff like that. But
they're
part
cool
of it,
cars though.
Yeah.
Till you work on them.
Well, there's that.
We owned one. Wife and I had one, and you better have a metric and a standard socket set when you work on it.
Yeah, and a bunch of foam to stuff under the dashboard and underneath all the trim so it doesn't squeak.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine one of those coming out of Jonathan's shop where he's going to be like, all right, we gave you the little piece of retro that you always wanted. It's going to be this rattle. You're not going to be able to tell right where it's coming from.
No, we're not going to stick the sock behind the tag because the base is making a rattle,
How great would that be though? That's the start of a whole YouTube channel for you. Where you go around and you're sourcing like vintage, but don't even go for brand name stuff. Go for like pile drivers, anything you can to make this thing.
The old pyramid stuff from the flea market.
Yes.
What was
Underdash
it?
pyramid amp.
Yeah, California style, wasn't it?
Pyramid.
Oh.
That's funny.
Be awesome. It's got a legacy chassis with pyramid guts.
You gotta keep your your tassel from high school hanging from the mirror too.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be even better. Oh, see, maybe this is one of those little detail things you could slip into a car. Remember, like the guys who would take the garter from the prom?
I was just
No.
saying that.
Put it on your tack.
Yeah. Let me turn my neon lights under my car on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about that. My kid asked me that the other night. He says to me, "Is it true they used to have cars back in the day where people ran lights underneath?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, I don't have video of it because it was way before then, but I've got screen grabs somewhere."
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean used to? I still see that now.
It's coming back. No,
You
but
mean
now it's
the-
all LEDs.
I don't think it ever died. It's still in the same car as it was on back in the.
Oh,
So,
I can't even-
you're telling me the undergo glow kit under my dually isn't cool anymore?
No, it's
It's
coming
gonna
back
be-
around. It's
the
going to be
coolest
really
thing.
cool again.
Especially if it's an original one. You're like, this is
Oh, yeah.
us, man.
With
Man,
real
it's always-
neon, with real neon tubes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the cool stuff.
always so pissed when you'd run over something lowrider and bust one of them neons.
Somehow I don't see you. Although maybe we're going to learn something about you here. I just never pictured you as the guy cruising around on like, what do you call it? Like, let's see, tri-fan Boyds with some neon underneath your car.
Oh, I'd have to say the first third-gen Camaro I bought, actually for my wife. Get this, I traded a Monte Carlo SS for this third-gen, and it had tri-fan prime tri-fans on it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if I could find that car again now,
Well, it would be the ultimate, God, that thing would be a great time capsule. I would love to see a whole series of cars that are built just like the stuff you had in high school.
exactly, yeah. I mean,
Teal with some tweed.
Oh,
man.
not some, lots of tweed.
Lots
Either
of tweed.
Either teal or what was that? 92, yeah, the 92 Beretta teal.
Ooh, man.
A little bit of magenta on it.
Oh, the Z24.
see,
I know all that. I grew up in a
Oh.
collision shop at a Chevrolet dealership, so I
tinted back window. You're just trying. You always have one of your buddies in the back trying to work out one of the bubbles.
do it in strips, hide the lines in the V-cross lines, That was before we got to where we could actually make it one piece.
Oh, I remember experimenting with stuff like that. The hardest window I ever tinted in my life, I did the back window on a 60 Biscayne. And I did that in two pieces with a buddy of mine. And I hope right now, Kurt, I hope you're sitting out there. I hope you're going into shakes over that because that sucked.
You go through about 5 rolls of tint
Yeah.
to get the one piece to fit.
Oh, yeah. And then you get that one piece laid. The second piece screws up. So you're heading back out to the auto parts store and they're closed for the night.
Straight to AutoZone, yeah.
So you're driving around for 2 or 3 days in that car with just the one strip.
What was the big brand? Gila or what?
Gila, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the high dollar stuff.
Yeah, all their different lines of tint.
It'd go about 6 months before it turned purple.
Purple.
Yeah.
You know what one held up, though? The bronze always held up good. I had a Chevy Celebrity, don't hold that against me, that I put bronze
Oh.
tint on.
I don't ever want to hear anything about me having tri-bar wheels or if I even
Oh, I
have
wouldn't.
neon
No.
lights.
That was set out of envy. Yeah, trust me, dude. Me and my Jensen 6x9s and my pyramid amp cruising around in
Boy,
that.
we thought the Tim sticker war was going to be bad. It's just going to get
Oh,
ugly
it's-
on this deal here. This is brutal.
Yeah, this is round 6. What is it? Vintage series, 80s series.
Yeah.
You know that you had the straight out. It wasn't the detachable face. It was the pull out radio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
And you carried it around with it whenever you went in.
Yep.
Theater.
The symbol of pride. That was like
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
big
The
before
steering
anybody
wheel.
had a motorcycle helmet.
Yeah.
Nobody knew if you wanted a cool car or if you were just a thief stealing stereos.
Yeah.
It went both ways there.
I got to put all my center caps in the trunk before I leave it alone. Yeah.
Did that a lot.
Good days. Yep.
We should just call. I'm going to call this episode "Circa '91."
Yeah.
Oh,
Change this around. I don't even know how we do it. We can't. We could just call it Goolsby and the Funky Bunch.
yes, that'd be perfect. I'm gonna have to get that when I get my third gen Camaro going. I'm gonna have to get a sticker like that. Oh,
I'll lay up a nice little logo for that. We'll make that happen.
exactly. Yeah.
What's great about that Camaro too, because when you say it's such a good vibration, you'd mean it, because it's all your trim panels vibrating.
Oh man.
So one of the things we don't really talk about too often here is, and we talked about it off air, the joy of the SEMA thrash.
Is it joy?
Well,
Joy
from a
once it's
distance,
over, right?
for us, it's always funny to watch.
Yeah.
Because you can tell the guys who aren't going to make it, and those are the ones who are like, oh, dude, it's always hashtag SEMA thrash, and these guys are having a beer.
I think, no, I know it's us putting too much on our plate is what it boils down to. That and if they said, hey, we're going to postpone SEMA for 2 weeks, we would still wait till the last minute, but we would take up every second and still be there at the same time, But yeah, it makes it, we put a lot on ourselves, and it's good to have a bunch of good guys in the shop that actually are devoted to it also. And I know here the last couple of years, I've pushed them to their limits. A lot of pizza and beer in the shop, and a good thing we have an apartment upstairs so they can actually, take naps, and I'll go up and wake them up and say, okay, your hour nap, so get back out there.
Yeah.
But it's a passion to be able to put ourselves through all that. And one car is one thing, but then you try to do 3 or 4 or 5 cars, and you keep stacking that on top of you. But it's the passion of being able to want to be there and push yourself to those limits.
It's crazy too. You mentioned doing multiple cars. I mean, years ago, everybody, a major shop would show up with 1 car. And then it became 2 cars. And all of a sudden it's like, well, this shop's going to have half a dozen cars. I'm waiting for the day when it's like, come down to Central Hall and see all the cars that Goolsby bought.
No, it won't be that. No, that's like this year we're trying to be more, I'd say, realistic and not kill ourselves. We still want to bring a lot out and a lot of new stuff to the table, but try to make it to where I'm trying to be, I guess, nice to them, because I've put them through a lot and they've actually been there for me. So let's say we'll reward them this year and maybe put them through hell next year.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, give them 1 year off. You're only going to do 3 or 4 cars this year versus 5 or 6.
We're going to make you suffer next year. So
yeah,
enjoy your year.
Yeah, it's like 8 or 9 next year.
That's right.
So do you have, I always love asking this question because everybody's got that one. Do you have a SEMA build horror story?
I would say 2 years ago we did 5 cars. There wasn't much of a horror towards something happening. It was the fact of, hey, let's do these 5 and actually trying to get them done. We had some stuff. We had to bring some people in to help us and all that, but it was really down to the wire to where all the crew flew out there. The wife flew out there. 3 of the other cars were out there, and me and 3 other people that didn't even work for me were still here finishing these up, and we loaded up at the last minute and shotgunned all the way there. And that was probably the first year we've actually done that. And it was scary because you're thinking, what if something happens? I had backup for trailers there. Like if something happened midway, they're coming to pick me up to get these cars there. So it's the scary part of what ifs, being that close to schedules on stuff. You always plan all this stuff and schedule it to a T, but you always run into certain things taking too long or something happens, and you have to try to make up that time somewhere.
I never thought of the backup trailer for your trailer thing. That's actually kind of crazy. It makes sense. That's good insurance, but I never really thought about that.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, we had a trailer there, and they knew we were coming, and it was to the point of like, let's get in the trailer now. We got to go now. 10 hours before that, I'm like, if it doesn't get done, people will be working in the trailer going down the road, But we got it done, got everything loaded, and hit the road to where, and they were on standby because they were already there, and we kept in touch, and nothing happened, fortunately. So we made it. But it's always good to have some kind of backup plan because you never know.
Well, you brought up that really sparked what you just said though about somebody working in the trailer. That kind of sparked an idea. I'm waiting for the year when they have maybe like the Build It on the Road to SEMA challenge, where you get like 5 teams just leave from different parts of the country, and everybody has to build their car on the road. Have like scheduled stops where you have to stop in a certain town and you have to buy parts for the car just on whatever's available on Craigslist.
Yeah, I think you own something. Yeah, I want to be the one to drive the truck and the trailer, so I can just swerve all over the place.
Great, you were stopping in Gumshoe, North Dakota.
Oh man,
God, I hope they got Fiero parts.
All we could buy was beef jerky and gas.
So, but you could put that on the car. You show up with a smudge on the windshield, and you're like, "That's what we bought."
Yeah. Beef jerky upholstery. Real cowhide.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be tricky to drive on the autocross, man.
Imagine bringing your dog along for a trip.
No, I saw the upholstery was done when we left this.
Yeah.
Oh, those custom touches.
See, there's that trend.
Yeah.
Running a shop with a team like you do, man. I love asking questions like this because it brings a little layer to a guy who might be starting out or somebody who's looking to kind of figure out a better way to run their shop. What's your kind of your management technique? Are you more of a hands-on kind of micromanage guy? I can't imagine you're standing over somebody's shoulder going, no, an eighth more of a turn on that bolt.
Well, he's waking him up after an hour nap, so I'm going to say it's probably a little hands-on.
So we're going to say tyrant, but not micromanager. Yeah. Okay.
We got Nerf guns. We just shoot them from across the shop. Wake your ass back up. No, I've got to kind of back it up. When we first started the shop, it was just me and the wife, and it was me doing all of it, and she did a lot of the office stuff. And finally, I got to the point where I can't do it all. I got to have somebody else, to do this or do that. And that opened my eyes of like, that's where the team starts, Fast forward to now, I have a manager that kind of looks over everything. He looks at it, and then I trust his judgment on it. We're close on styles. I trust on everything he does. So if I go out there and I look at something and I don't really bother the guys that much, but I'll come ask him. I'll say, hey, what's the deal with this, and this? And he'll tell me, we're waiting on this or whatever. I think it's just a good team effort in me not being over him and hounding him the whole time. He handles a lot of the fab shop side for me. I handle a lot of the paint shop side, so we kind of split that up, and then we communicate back and forth on, where each thing's at and one's going to go to the other shop or come back and go to final assembly. I think it's a full team effort. I don't think it's that one person can do it all, and it took me a little while to actually figure that out.
Yeah, that's a major stepping stone. And I can't even imagine it too. I mean, doing a full build as a one-man shop. I mean, we've got friends that do that. You got a guy like Dave Lane.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The guy's superhuman. And then on the same token, he takes time to guide me on how to buy a battery tender. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
But it's crazy though. So when you started to build your team, or should I say, when you add the first guy, at what point do you start to kind of had you sat down and figured out that you needed a particular person with, I mean, granted, you're not going to get Liam Neeson, but you need a guy with a particular set of skills to take certain responsibility? Or did you just kind of find a person where you thought, okay, cool, this guy can do everything I can do. We can split this up. And then as we need more people, we'll just kind of figure it out from there.
No, I think knowledge is one big thing. I guess kind of growing up in the industry and knowing a little bit of both sides towards fab shop, paint shop, wiring, everything, putting a car together. It breaks off to you're going to have your guy that specializes in just one thing, towards you have your fab shop guys. You find them, they don't care nothing about paint and body work. Like the manager, he knows, he kind of grew up in it with his father. So he knows paint and body, he knows fab work. He can get out there and, mold a fender and go in here and body work and paint it. So that helps towards steering the guys in the shop on what's the next step, because he knows all the steps from start to finish. In the paint and body shop side, them guys don't know, they might not know how to form a fender, but they can do all the paint and body shop side. So I think you're always learning. Hell, I go in here and some of the fab guys will make something. I'm like, how? And so, they've figured it out and they've learned new techniques, and I might have figured a new technique somewhere else. And it's a whole, like I said, back to the team deal. And, you're never stop learning, but I think it's to point to where you find each individual has their specialty, and you put them in that spot, and you grow from there.
And a big part too, like you said too, if you can educate your guys on the next step, you don't wind up in that weird, like that home builder thing where it's like, the framer doesn't care about the plumber, and the plumber doesn't give a crap what the drywall guy has to go through.
Oh yeah. It's no different than me going up there. I'm like, hey, because I grew up in the paint and body shop side is where I started. And then I'll go up there and the fab shop guys are like, hey, what about this, this, and this? We're going to do this. I'm like, well, that's going to interfere with this and this on the paint shop side. So it familiarizes with them, and then it's vice versa. So, we're working together to make a good product.
And how many guys do you have right now on your team?
It's 11, and we've got, 2 apprenticeship guys in here that, straight out of high school right now that, just kind of getting our feet wet and seeing if this is something they want, and, I guess make them kind of do some of the dirty work, but, stepping stones for them.
Now that your shop has gotten bigger, are you finding that you're getting some out of town and out of state guys that are coming and applying for your jobs? Or are you still gathering most of your talent locally?
Believe it or not, the majority of ours is from out of town. The way we've social media has been big for us on looking for people. We bring them in for, a week or two if they can, and put them in a hotel, let them work in the shop just like a regular guy that's been here for a while. We interview towards watching their work. The guys that are here kind of watch how they do things, and then if they're great at doing what they're doing, their attitude's good and all that, all the guys in the shop approve of them too, then we offer the job and, try to help with maybe some moving expenses or something like that.
Wow.
Because if you have that one bad seed, then it's going to turn the whole shop down. So it's not, it's not just me interview them, it's, the shop as a whole too.
That's smart.
That's absolutely awesome. And you mentioned before, well, you got a lot of young guys in there. Your work with Goodguys, and as far as the like the young guns deal goes, man, you're obviously very active in that. How did that get started?
They've had that program for a little while, and then it kind of went stagnant for a while. We started doing I guess getting into the show scene more, coming to their shows a lot, got to know a lot of the the people that they're run the Good Guys, and it got brought up, and we were like, yeah, let's be the sponsor of this, and kind of push the next generation of hot rod builders. Not saying I'm young, but I'm younger than some of the peers that I looked up to. Let me be the one that kind of helps that next generation step up and keep this thing going alive.
So have you found any your guys through that program?
I haven't, and I say most of it, the way the whole program works is, we have a special area for them to park at all the Good Guy shows, and we'll pick 2 out of whoever's there and put them up front and let social media vote on their favorite, and I get a vote and Good Guys gets a vote, and we listen to the stories that they have, what's their agenda for future builds, or where they're going with the future, what are they looking at growing up to be, and how much they worked on the car, and then we'll pick a winner out of that, and that'll be the winner for that show, and they get the Young Guys Award. You never know if you'll get somebody out of it, but at least you're there. And I've had tons of them reach out to me and like, hey, we're doing this, this, and this, and what do you recommend on spraying on this, or how did you do this? And it's good to be able to just kind of be there for that next generation to kind of help them along the way.
Is there one thing about the quality of the stuff that they're bringing that's kind of blowing you away? I'm starting to see some stuff out here, some really high quality fabrication done by younger guys now. That's just amazing.
There is, I say, from both ends of the spectrum there. Some come out and it's amazing the knowledge they know and what they can do and how young they are. And then you have some that are, I mean, just prime their car just to get it there and stayed up all night doing it. And then you have the passion of that part too. Yeah, some of the younger people, I mean, they've picked up on it quick, and they brought some that are just amazing builds that, you know, not saying I'm any better than them, but the quality on it is insane.
Yeah, what we see out here, a lot of it's off-road fabrication and stuff out here in California, but you're seeing some younger guys that can just TIG weld like a pro.
It's unreal. I mean,
it's like the art of TIG welding has just evolved so much in about the last 10 years.
Yeah, and it's to me, like, you can get on social media and it's like a battle of who did the best TIG weld, you know?
Yeah. Now, in the shop, are you guys starting to do anything with more exotic materials at all? Do you guys kind of like to play in that world at all?
A little bit. You know, we play with a little bit of titanium and stuff like that, but it's not stupid crazy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's kind of I guess that's one of the things we need to step out and look at for just the next trend, you know?
Yeah, some of the materials have almost jumped the shark a little bit, you know, like, you know, carbon fiber. I work in the aerospace business, so I see carbon fiber every day. A lot of people still get really excited about it. To me, it's just another material.
Yeah, you're right. I got one Firebird in here, and it's got a carbon nose on it, and people look at it, and I hear it. Oh, you got a carbon nose on it. I'm like, yeah.
Ready to get painted.
I got a carbon fiber toothbrush. I mean, what's special about that, you know?
You know, there was a time when it was really exciting, you know, and a lot of people would leave it raw, just, you know, hey, look, I got carbon fiber.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of exposed carbon fiber. I like what the material can do and what it can give you. I'm just not crazy about it, you know, standing out like a sore thumb, like you're saying, with a nose that's that, and then the rest of the body's painted a different color, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and there's places for it. And like I said, that was one of them trends back in the day. And it's not that it's dead, because it still fits in certain builds.
It has purpose.
Yeah, and it's, you know, that's one of them things we've never been really, I mean, I like it and all that, but we've never been one to kind of just show it off a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I would just show off whatever you're using. I mean, hell, I'd be like, there's like, you know, 8 tubes of spot putty in this car. I'm showing it off.
Yeah.
Here's the tubes it came in.
Yeah. Here's all my leftover panel bond tubes. Yeah.
This is all the Bondo dust. I swept it all up and then sprinkled it back over the clear when it was drying.
When you mix it with water, it's good again. Yeah.
It's good again.
I want you to feel like you're getting your money's worth. We're using every bit of the product on this stuff.
Recycle.
I got 3 of my best guys on it right now.
That's crazy, though. I mean, and you brought up a point, though, Alex. You know, it's kind of neat. You know, the purpose of a material is really cool, and you know, I get it. Like you said, okay, when you had mentioned having a carbon fiber toothbrush, all I could think then was like, I can't wait for carbon fiber teeth. Or Kevlar teeth to become the big thing in like pro hockey.
Carbon fiber teeth.
I'm gonna get a carbon fiber tooth with a diamond in the center. Like, not only do I have a tooth with a diamond in it, it's a carbon fiber tooth with a diamond.
Imagine that, though. Some boxer shows up, just smiles, flashes that carbon fiber smile. People are
like a glass eye that's made out of carbon fiber. That'd be great.
Freaky. Oh, no chrome grills here.
No. In the 90s, I had a billet grill. But,
and nobody ever does the phantom grill. I got nothing after that.
It was a boo, man.
I was going to take that further and say I did work with a guy who had like a DeSoto grill, but
and you guys are in Hueytown. You guys are outside of Birmingham, correct? Is that kind of, have I got my geography correct?
Yeah, you're right. We're probably 10-15 minutes from Birmingham. So
All right. Well, Hueytown is the home of the Alabama gang.
You're right. You've been doing your homework, haven't you?
Well, no. I mean, I was an old race fan from back in the day. I'm not as much of a race fan as I used to be, but
Okay.
the Allisons and all that sort of stuff. Hueytown, Alabama was, everybody knew where those guys were from. Red Farmer and
Oh yeah.
the Allisons and the Bonnets and all those guys. I mean, they all came from that area.
We're still Red Farmer's still racing. The Bonnets.
He's what, mid-80s now?
Yeah, probably at least, if not a little bit older than that. Yeah.
Wow.
But he's at the hometown hero at Talladega Short Track, the dirt track. So he's still running late models there. The Bonnets, we're close with them. We've run little mini modifieds and go-karts with the grandson and the daughter, Kristen Bonnet. We're still close with her, and now they run open wheels here locally. And so the racing scene's still big. It's just not like what it used to be, put it that way.
Well, I know you guys sponsor a late model car of some sort, right? I don't know the class, but I know you guys have got a car out there with your shop.
Yeah, that's actually my out.
Really?
I've got 2 late models in a truck, and we help sponsor a couple mini modifieds and an open wheel. And so if I'm in town from a show and I can get out there, then I'll go race. If not, I've got a guy that will actually run my car for me. So it's
to tear your stuff up.
Yeah, it is.
I enjoy it greatly.
Yeah. Thank you. But, no, that is my out, is actually to kind of get away and go racing if we're in town. And I kind of grew up in that, so, and being here in Hueytown, that's always been the thing to do. So
yeah. So you an asphalt guy or a dirt guy?
Asphalt. I run karts in dirt. I don't really call me a diva, but man, you get so damn dirty.
I was gonna say the red clay they got there, that stuff just doesn't wash off. It's
man, talking about some good red boogers. But
well, then you got to be out front all the time.
I know.
Back in the pack, man. That's booger time.
Man, it's kart racing.
That's the name of the episode now. It's booger time. Done.
Booger time. Oh.
No, but I saw a picture of the asphalt car. That's a good looking car.
That's that's the one that we're running for. Actually, they're doing a 6-race shootout, and half of those races I can't be in town for. So I got actually the mechanic that works for me, and so he's driving it. He's a hell of a wheel man, and we're going to try to hit the 6-race shootout, but it's supposed to be spaced out enough to where we can it's not on top of each other, but we've had so much rain here lately. The next 3 weeks are all back to back. So
wow,
it's go get a loan for all the tires we're going to have to buy.
Yeah. You have any aspirations of continuing to move up classes, or are you pretty happy with what you're doing currently?
I like the late models. We've done a lot of the little mini mod, the 4-cylinder stuff. That's fun. The trucks we still have, those are just like, I'd say, the NASCAR trucks. Everybody beat and bangs pretty heavy. I'm happy with really anything I can get into, put it that way.
Well, that's cool. That's really cool. So carbon fiber nose on your car at all?
No. No, we did a full carbon fiber body.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
You gotta go big, right?
I run it way back in the pack so nobody will beat and bang with me, but I'm out there.
Yeah.
Quality stuff. So what's on the horizon for you, man? Where do you, I never want to ask that question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because, my answer to that would be, celebrating the anniversary of the 5th year of you answering me that, but we'll bake a cake.
Yeah. I really see the same thing. I see slowing down a little bit just because I'll be getting older and I won't be able to move as good. But I really see the same thing. It'd be interesting to see how the trend and the new year of cars come about. I think that'll be a big deal. I don't really see that much of a change for us, other than just keep hustling and playing with these cars.
No aspirations of a like a Goolsby line of Phantom grills.
Yeah. Uh, maybe.
Ooh, his silence is telling.
It got quiet.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hmm.
Them tri-bar wheels might come back.
Oh,
You
they
wanna-
already are.
You want
Yeah.
to show off them brakes and see them wheels chopping when you go down the road.
That's kind of scary. You think about it with big brakes now. That would be the wheel.
Yeah, you're right.
We always had an ongoing joke for the longest time in the first episodes of the show where we used to talk about was it the Ronal, the teddy bear wheel?
The teddy bear wheel.
Oh man.
And we lost track of this. We should ask you. This was one of the great questions was, if you could have any animal as a wheel. And I will tell you, goldfish is taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. What all has been taken? Is that like the one question that gets asked to everybody?
We never, well, it was
No.
never really consistent. This is
Yeah.
this would be more considered like, I guess, a spare wheel question if you get down to it. Because we've had, in the past, we had the giraffe wheel.
Couldn't you imagine building a car for a guy that was a good driver car and you did a spare tire in the back and did a cover over it and never showed it to him? He's like, oh, there's your spare tire. If he ever did have a flat and he took that cover off and it was a teddy bear wheel.
That'd be awesome.
Huh.
I don't know. My favorite's the Aquarius, Brian. I'm sorry. That's still the
Aquarius.
it's still the favorite.
Oh, when I market the Aquarius wheel, it's the key to that though is keeping the little castles in place when you go in the corner.
Oh man.
Yeah, and the little pieces of coral, that too.
Well, they even out pretty well at about 65, 70 miles an hour.
It's self-balancing.
Balance problem goes away. Up to that point, it's a hell of a ride, but but no, you don't have to. I don't want to put you on that spot. If you want to, this would be great. We'll do an update one day. We'll be like, we got an email today from Jonathan Goolsby.
Yeah.
No, you'd have to go with the. You always got to be the badass. So you'd have to, and taking it back to the vintage thing, you'd have to be the Cobra Kai snake, right?
Ooh, a Cobra wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be cool. Oh, okay. What if we do
Tri fans
Oh,
instead of tri fans?
Well
Cobra
played.
fan.
Right. Yeah.
So what if we did a take on the classic spinner wheel and we have it so like what is it? The hood at speed kind of comes out. She covers up the brakes.
Yeah.
Better aerodynamics. Hit like 65, 70, 75. That sucker starts to open up.
Everybody's gonna be listening to this and be like, "What the hell are they on?"
Man.
I want to be on that podcast. Yeah, this would be the weirdest thing ever. We're like, hey, a week before the podcast, look for a package.
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow directions closely.
All right, guys, I made the brownies. We can do this.
Yeah. I'm supposed to keep sniffing this?
Sponsored by Tester's Glue.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's where it always gets dopey.
Hey.
And they write themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
I really hope that somewhere out there, my 8th grade teacher's listening to this and going, yeah, I told you so.
Yeah, exactly.
I told you so.
I knew you were nothing.
Yeah.
Sitting around drawing cars, making stupid puns.
Yeah.
Teddy bear wheels. Whoever thought of it?
Although we had a girl in our town who had a Ford Tempo with those wheels on it.
I've never seen him on a car, I don't believe, ever.
Oh, you haven't lived, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the Goolsby Customs cuddle wheel will be awesome.
Cuddle wheel.
Ooh.
Come hug my wheels.
like some big diameter teddy bear wheels.
Yeah.
Or some like deep Pro Street, 15 by 14. The teddy bear's way in there. It looks like he's in his cave.
Yeah. And then you got the 28 grizzly bear edition,
Lifted 4 by a truck.
Yeah.
With, low profile tires.
Of course. All the better to climb over that speed bump with.
That's right. All the better to roll over that grass with.
I'm gonna get the next person to come in. We'll build a car, but you better not put them damn teddy bear, grizzly bear wheels on there.
Grizzly bear.
What is that? The Kohler faucet commercial where they show up with the faucet. Can you build a house around this? Some guy's gonna come walking and go, "All right, dude."
Yeah.
I got this Fiero with these grizzly bear teddy bear wheels.
With a carbon gathering parts for 5 years.
Yeah.
The offset is all wrong.
On to the next.
That just went so utterly stupid. And
where do you go now?
How do you top teddy bear wheels?
You can't. You can't.
Well, come on, a guy like Jonathan, you're huge on social media. I mean, you guys do make a habit out of posting, and always good stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we fed you a really solid, at least a solid 2 days worth of.
Oh man.
Worth a good post.
And the thing is, I'll probably get more. I could post up a teddy bear wheel that, hey, we're thinking about putting this on our next car, and it would be the biggest hit I've ever had.
Bonus points if you show it held up against the front fender of a like a second gen Camaro. Be like, okay, welcome to the do's and marrow.
No, I'm thinking he needs to get a bunch of teddy bears with suction cups on them, puts them all through the windows of the van. Say.
It'd be like them little crying babies leaned all against in a car show.
This is the next generation of the crying babies. It's taking it up a notch.
Or just build a car so ugly you don't even need the crying babies. You just have everyone that comes near it cries.
Yeah, they all lean on it and cry.
3 tear buckets.
You could build the Weeping Willis. This thing would be great, dude.
Oh man.
Weeping Willis.
I need to draw that this week.
Oh.
How did it go from a great time? I mean, here literally we have one of the best builders in the world, and I'm like, okay, man, teddy bear wheels. I honest to God, I extended myself. I think a week off.
We're building Fieros with teddy bear wheels, and
I never want this.
You know, that's how it's just like a deal on a napkin. You're writing new ideas on a napkin. So
that's right.
You're starting trends. Yep. It might be the only trend out there for us.
I just don't want this to be the episode that they bring up in an article in Hot Rod, where it's like, hey, the downfall of Goolsby Customs, behind the customs.
Yeah. I can see it now. The next show I'll go to, hey, you're the teddy bear guy. Damn it.
Oh, this would be great. We need to get everyone. Hey, if you guys are listening out there, next time you see Jonathan at a show, just say, hey, Teddy. Hey, Ted. It's going to be awesome.
See, we're making fun of this, but we're gonna get the phone call. Hey guys, we want you to come out to the new beach house we just paid cash for.
Yeah.
You know, so you can go the other way too.
You just know.
Who's laughing now, bitch?
We'll get a cease and desist from Ronald Wheels. Quit talking about their teddy bear wheel.
Yeah. Ted himself's going to show up our door on endorsements.
One of our earlier guests is home right now listening to this going, oh man, he gets a great nickname like Ted off of a teddy bear wheel. Why did I have to be on during marital aid week? Worst nickname ever.
Teddy bear edition.
That's it.
It's going to be great.
I don't even know where to go. I was going to ask him a question, but it's not going to make any sense now. It's like we've got this whole teddy bear thing.
Oh, I'd be really worried about it not making sense.
Yeah.
Come on, dude, stick with the theme.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you go
this going?
There? Poor John's going to be laying in bed tonight going, what did I do?
Oh, damn.
What did I do?
Yeah, speaking of calls from the lawyers, we're going to get that one.
Yeah.
We'd like those tapes, please.
Yeah, about the cars that we build.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no. So we're in kind of the heat of the show car season. Where are you guys headed next?
Actually, this is June is like my kind of a month. It's off from show season for me, and that's why I try to put in as much racing as we can. Des Moines Goodguys. That's our next big event for us, and then we'll go straight from there to Columbus Goodguys.
Yeah, that's the big one. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of cool stuff going together. This should be an interesting year for Street Machine of the Year.
Oh, I definitely think so. Also, it's going to be because kind of based off of what come to SEMA, and then who is going to debut after SEMA for the Columbus show. So it seems like you always have, maybe a year that's not as big as the next year, but I think this year is going to be pretty hectic.
I think so, yeah, and it seems to be the pattern. I mean, you see that too with everything. Like the Riddler Award gets, you have a really heavy year, and then it's like everybody's home building. And not to take anything away from anyone, because I mean, whatever shows up to run is great. And that sounded really bad. So okay, so if this is a good year, guys, next year, Fiero.
Yeah,
that should figure with the age cutoff, with the year cutoff. So, dude. Well, if there's a great question for you. How long do you think it's going to be with the year cutoff moving up as it does every year? How long do you think it's going to be until we see a Street Machine of the Year based off of something, for us that we'd consider late model, like say, like that third gen Monty, or
I think the Camaro, the third gen Camaro, the 5.0 Mustang, the Monte Carlos, even the Regals. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't see one this year. I could say probably within the next 2 to 3 years, you'll probably see a full out blown Pro Touring one.
Undoubtedly, yeah. And it's funny that it would be Pro Touring. I mean, it's funny. The Pro Street Camp is starting to rumble again.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
But it's tough because there's nothing really modern as far as Pro Stock goes to base a Pro Streeter off of.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of killed that. And I really don't think the blob style, the jelly bean funny car is going to take off for the street.
No.
I mean, that's what's so interesting about it. And I've always looked at it and told people I grew up when the 32s were already here. The 69 Camaros were big. So those were kind of what I just stepped into. But now I get to see the next generation of cars evolve. So it's kind of like, what is it going to do? Where are they going to go? Where are the Camaros, the third gens, the Mustangs, all that's going to eventually take over and be the new hot rod to some degree, not taking away from, where it all started from. But for the new generation, it's going to be neat watching that come about.
Definitely, yeah. Because I mean, if the outgrowth was to go from like a street machine to Pro Touring that kind of did everything, I mean, what do you do? What is the logical step? I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be okay. I built a combination Pro Touring stadium truck, 85 Grand Prix. Although if somebody out there does that, I'd like to meet you. If not just for pure scientific purposes, but
you just want to see if your teddy bear wheels will fit on there, right?
Oh, if they do. I just want 20% of that. Maybe see me in an ad. I want to do one of those cool ads where it's me in the foreground giving a big, thumbs up.
Yeah. I told you so.
Like some of those
some JNCO jeans.
Some those late 70s wheel ads, with the tight shorts, leaning over a wheel, There you go.
Ooh, Alex, you dressed as Huggy Bear, leaning up against the fender of a car.
Oh, yeah. All pimped out. Fur trench coat.
Got that gold chain.
There's our ad. Okay, John, we got you leaning up against the car. We got Alex. He's got to play the pimp. He's just kind of hanging out. Dude, we call it Hug Your Bears.
So what car is this? So he's hanging over?
You don't even need to really show much of the car. It's all about the wheel.
I'm going to say in the background, you got to have, because you kind of get the bokeh of the camera thing. If it's kind of fuzzy, you got to have the Fiero in the background.
Yeah.
So what are you going to have? Yeah, what are you going to have in the foreground? What are you going to be using for the model?
Okay, we're going to get an entire Fiero owners club in the background with all their neon lit up.
Oh, so it's like a dark picture. Okay, I'm liking this.
And this is a takeoff of the old ones where they used to show like the Vegas Strip.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or Sunset Boulevard. Take your pick.
Sunset Boulevard, yeah. And everybody thought that place was really cool until you actually go there. It's like,
dive.
It looks so much better on
worse
TV.
than New York.
Yeah. The road leading to the city dump's nicer than this.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even begin to imagine what do you do from Pro Touring. I mean, do you go back to street customs? Wow. No matter what, it almost seems like a compromise at this point.
I think it does. I think that's what is kind of the unknown right now because of how things are changing so much. Pro Touring is going to take over a good bit of it, but everybody's searching for that new deal, because everybody wants to be different to some degree.
Yeah. So, well, I guess it just goes, maybe it was a joke, but hey, everything starts that way.
Well, the Duster came out. It was not a pro touring car. It was a whole different deal. See,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But then it's not really a pro touring car, man. You look at that car, that's got Alex and Brad. That was like your guys' kind of car right off the bat with the wheel. The wheel and tire
absolutely.
Yeah, I looked at that car and I go, this is it.
I mean, and that was kind of one of them, we were thinking that towards, it's got to be kind of a throwback, but not too far out of the, to where it's completely dated looking, like he brought it back from then. But will that stick? Is it just a one-time build because of the history behind it and it fits? But, like I said, it'd be interesting to see if people start going back to that and start building them that way.
Well, that's kind of neat because there's a couple cars out there that have done kind of that the Halabrand style wheel.
Yeah.
And it works really well. And like I would never in my life, and being a Mopar guy, it's just one of those wheels that wouldn't have dawned on me to work on that car. And man, combination of perfect size wheel. Thank you for having sidewall on it, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would give you the greatest bear hug.
Bear.
Yeah, we'll insert a really sad trombone right there. But no, it was a great combination. And then the finish on the wheels was that, like, again, it was the perfect nod to history, but yet a really cool modern twist on it.
Man, that was Evod did a good job on machining those, and they did a shot ping finish on them. So we're gonna paint the centers. This is, I guess, it's not a horror story, but one of them damn it kind of deals. So you're cleaning that shot ping, and then you go to paint all that, and you're like, oh, it's clean. As soon as you spray something on it, every piece of fuzz from the world from that rag is all webbed in that shot ping.
Oh no.
So it's like, okay, so what's the easiest way? It's just like a lint roller, big old tape balls, and just start running tape all over it, and it pulled every piece of lint out of it and was able to finish painting them. So,
whoa.
Some of that behind the scenes stuff that you don't think about.
There was another styling feature on that car that not many people caught, but I caught it because the first view I saw of it was a side view, was the extended wheelbase on that car.
Yeah, we end up.
I love that feature. I thought that was so cool.
Like I said, a lot of people don't recognize it, but we did 3 inches forward on the front and 2 inches in the back, and then we took 4 inches out of the cowl and built a new hood. So now the hood's longer and took all that out of the cowl.
It needed that too. That's one of those cars that if you study it from a profile view, it's a goofy looking car. Not yours, I'm saying the factory.
Yeah.
It's such a goofy car. It's one of those cars that the greatest angle for that car is a rear 3/4 from the factory. Mm-hmm. You look at it just big and muscular and well, that sounded really weird. God, somebody's out there going, that guy's talking about like teddy bear wheels, and then he's like big muscular and big and way to go, Arizona. Yeah. So
and everybody thought Alabama was country.
And episode 60 was Brian's last episode.
Exactly.
We sent him off to a special school. But no, it's one of those cars that looks really cool from that angle. But the minute you get in profile view, you can start picking apart all the weird stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys really, it was smart decision making. I mean, everything was like, okay, if I move this here, and that car looks so well balanced.
Yep.
It's awesome.
That's where, I think that's kind of one of our styles, is not to pinpoint to one thing, to where somebody walks up to it and they're like, oh yeah, they changed that wheelbase, and they don't remember anything else about the car. So it's trying to make it a full package and not be slap in your face like all the stripes in the interior.
Right.
But it's just a full package to where it's not, you remember one thing about that car.
Yep. I got to think, when you first started cutting on that quarter, you're probably thinking, man, I sure hope this works. Duster quarters, you just can't just go down to your local store and buy another set of those.
Believe it or not, we end up going to one of the horror stories of that car for the owners. When she was restoring it back to stock, Katrina flooded it. She lost a bunch of parts and everything, and then it went through the other places, and so much stuff got lost. So when we got it, it was just a hole and tons of boxes of stuff. you got all these pieces in the doors that are missing, and trying to find all that stuff. Well, we found a car out of Mobile and was able to go buy it and bring it back and just strip all the little knick-knack pieces off of it, because like, where are you you're just not gonna call up somewhere and order, I need a doorstop or window track for this or that, so
yep.
Yeah, it's buying a spare car to rob parts off of.
Some poor guy out there right now is finding that car. He sees just part of it in the wrecking yard. He's like, yes, jackpot. He gets there and goes, oh, part of a cowl.
Yeah.
An A-pillar.
Yeah. A hood that doesn't fit.
Yeah.
What'd they do to this hood? It didn't fit my car at all. Yeah, back in the day, there was a lot of those Dusters around. And probably early 80s, they all vaporized. They were gone. And
oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say vaporized. I'd say they oxidized.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like they were around and all of a sudden then they were all gone.
Well, now they're hot. I mean, you get 71 to 73s, especially 71 and 2s.
Yeah.
Are just stupid money for really garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy even on social media how much you see people building them, and how big the Hellcat motors got. Everybody's doing those swaps, and hell, it might be just for the fact of we've been around one so much, and now we're paying attention to them more.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's funny. It's like once you buy a certain car or you drive it, you notice every other one on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll put that to the test. It's the last time I'm going to bring it up, but I vote we get a Fiero for the podcast. We throw the teddy bear wheels on it, and we remark. We just mark down how many times we see another one. Just make little hash marks on the dashboard. Great. What are all these hash marks? It's like every other one of these we've seen. Online, where can people find you?
GoolsbyCustoms.com, and then we're big on our social media stuff too. That's all at Goolsby Customs. So constantly trying to post that and tell people where we're at, and hit as many shows as we can, and see the people, and interact with them, and just have a good time, and make that connection with people.
Awesome. And I want to thank you, man. Thanks for your sense of humor.
Good times. I'll never live down the teddy bear thing now, but it was good. At least I got somebody to blame it on.
I just found a set of Ronald Teddy's 14-inch for $1,100 on eBay. 14-inch, man. They're coming back.
Oh, man. Can you even find a what is it? The Tractor Supply's got the tires for those?
I was going to say, where do you find tires at Tractor Supply? That's awesome.
That's going to be tough to find, like the Chevy Citation to pull the brakes off to fit. Did a Citation X11 brake swap.
I think Willwood that'll fit in there is a sticker.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool, dude. Have that little, 10-inch rotor. Somebody's got Brembo stickers. Awesome, though, man. Thank you again for playing along and being cool. And it was good having you on. And
I appreciate it. It's good times, definitely.
Awesome, and I hope we'll look forward to reconnecting with you maybe around SEMA.
Yeah,
we'll hook up with you at the show, bug the heck out of you.
Yeah, if you're still going with it, since this will probably be the last episode.
It'll be my last episode. I'll be hiding behind the other cars, watching the guys as they tail you around.
No, setting up the aquariums and the teddy bears.
I'll try to grow a mustache between now and then so I look different. I'll be like, heard you guys are looking for a co-host.
Yeah. No, definitely. We definitely have to get back together on it. Just catch up again and see what's, maybe kind of see where that teddy bear wheel's going at,
Awesome, yeah. Or we'll just bug you while you're on the road. You'll be like, oh, no, guys, sorry, we're hooking up a new inverter so our interior guy can finish up in the trailer.
Yeah.
Are you guys on the 10 right now? Because we've just found some teddy bear wheels about 50 miles off the 10, about 3 exits up from where you're at.
Oh, man.
It's never going to go away.
Poor John. He's never going to hear the end of it now.
I'm perfectly branded. I'm going to have to get a tattoo now.
Mama's little teddy bear.
Yeah, hug me.
Bonus points if you do one on each nipple.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Brutal.
All the little figures on the back window will be just teddy bears.
The Grateful Dead dancing. Oh, they never did those. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's just got better. Yeah. Well, wait to see how we edit this and we make it sound like it's entirely your fault.
I know, exactly.
Like, what are you guys working on now? We're working on teddy bear wheels. 5 shops out there are going to try to machine their own before that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike Curtis is going to be fielding calls all day long. What are you doing, Mike? I'm watching National Geographic's Wild World, trying to get some reference pictures.
The ears are a lot bigger than I expected.
That's not his ear.
Yeah. This is episode 60, Teddy Bear Edition, and that'll be a wrap.
Nice way to show us to the door.
It, man. That is it. It's perfect.
Because everybody will be like, what? They'll be reading it and they'll be like, what the hell is this?
Those great things that people are going to find in the Internet Archive in 10 years.
Yeah.
The hell was this crap?
We'll go to SEMA this year and it'll be a bunch of builders from Germany. All of a sudden, it's like they brought all their teddy bear wheels and, teal, Beretta teal color. And
the neon.
This is what the Americans want. We heard it.
Well, thank you, sir. And continued best wishes on your success, man.
Yeah,
it has been awesome to watch you guys over the years.
Yep. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Always excited when you guys post up some cool stuff too. I mean, the things that come out of your shop they're phenomenal.
I appreciate it. It's like I said, we got a good group of guys here, and the wife cracks the whip on them pretty good. So it's a full team effort here, and I don't think we could do it without them.
Give yourselves a pat on the back, guys, and just remember, come bonus time this year, you're all getting teddy bear wheels.
Teddy bears. Never live that down.
Yeah, welcome to episode 60. We have set your brand back. Well,
yeah,
probably a like amount. All right.
I think I got a mullet now. No, I appreciate everything, guys. We'll definitely have to stay in touch on everything.
Absolutely.
Talk to you soon, man.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all.
Thanks again, sir. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Crap, man. In all seriousness, man, it was awesome to have Jonathan on. Cannot say thanks enough to the man for not only taking time to hang out with us, but a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the standout builders in our industry who really has his finger on the pulse of what's going on, where things are going.
Yep.
And obviously a big influence on builds you see. So, dude, big thanks, man. And big thanks in advance to all the guys out there who are scrubbing up all those teddy bear wheels you got hidden back in a shed.
No.
It's coming. Come on, dude. You've got the perfect car for it, Alex.
Which one? Which car?
As much as I want to say the Honda,
ooh,
I gotta say, dude, if you don't do this to the Camaro.
You got the perfect car. The Honda? No.
Yeah. The Camaro. Let's do a pro Grizzly.
Kind of need to. What if we could have little ones made up, little teddy bear wheels made up for the wheelie bars?
For the wheelie bars.
Let's go whole hog on this thing. We'll even do the pulleys.
Oh, the front runner system.
What do you call that?
Look like 6 bears all spinning around.
We'll make the bracket look like a salmon.
Oh.
Ooh, we call it the upstream Camaro. Done. We've had episodes derail before.
This is what happens with sleep deprivation. It's like a sleep deprivation step.
It is. It's bad. If I had to describe episode 60, this is literally a freight train with a steering wheel. Well, our sincerest apologies to anyone who may have been offended. Forget it. You've got teddy bear wheels. You got thick skin.
Or you got the next trend. You're a
That's
trend.
right. You
take
are
your
the
pick.
one starting it all.
You are right on the leading edge of what's coming.
May whatever God you pray to be with you.
It's still not going to be enough. I'm sorry.
We should just call this episode Dances with Bears. That all said, thank you for joining us for the big 60th episode celebration. Hard to believe we made it this far.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, you said we wouldn't make it past 7.
I never said that, as far as you know.
So there's a chance you said it then. Is that what you're saying?
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
I'm just not admitting to it. Totally different deal.
What was it that Matt Hayes said?
And that's it. It goes by a lot faster while you're here. Well, man, it seems a lot longer when you're listening to
it. Shoot. Well, awesome, guys. As always, big thanks to our sponsor, Trailer Tug, the world's strongest trailer dolly. Give them a visit at trailertug.com. Again, listeners of the show, to the show, whatever. Pretend you know us. Use the code round6 at checkout, whether you're online or over the phone, and you get 10% off your order. Easy as that. And find out, too, ask while you're on the phone with them if they'll make you a special teddy bear wheel for your trailer tug. I'm really done. At the end of this episode, I'm a Fiero-bodied late model Brian.
I'm barely still here, Brad.
Thanks for stealing my Brad, but I'm still Alex. I've been queuing that up for the last 10 minutes.
Good night.
That said, you guys have a good one. We'll catch you on the next 60 or so episodes. Thanks again for listening, and be sure to keep up with us Gearheads over on our website at www.round6pod.com. If you'd like to, we invite you to follow along with us over on Facebook, Instagram, and be sure to check out all of our latest videos on youtube.com.